speak to Lucille, please?
This is Lucille speaking. Is this Lee?
Yes, it is. Hi, how are you?
Lee, hi. It's so nice to talk to you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How about yourself?
Very well. I was away in Florida. My mother had celebrated her 90th birthday, so I was away for a while, and that's why I missed your message when you responded back to me. I just got home about 2 days ago.
Right, well, glad sorry about playing the phone tag, but glad I can get hold of you.
I'm sorry?
Well, I'm sorry about playing the phone tag, but I'm, glad I can get hold of you.
Okay, good.
And I've done a little bit of research, and we don't have a recycle program as such, but when everyone, if anybody drops off a prescription vial to have the prescriptions refilled, and they just give us the vial, and the pharmacy actually keeps that, and we put it in a bin, and that basically it gets taken off site. It goes basically to a company who shred all our documents, and they keep those files as well, and those files are recycled.
Okay, so people can turn in their vials and they get recycled?
Yeah, so I know you had a question about, could we reuse the same prescription vial? So if you had
right, just to cut down on the amount that I keep getting. If I could just reuse the ones that I have, just take the label off and wash them out and bring them back. Or the best possibility, but if Fry's could be the first grocery store to actually change that whole method of filling prescriptions by using more planet-friendly boxes, like maybe little cardboard boxes like they used to do years ago.
Yeah, well, actually, we do. I don't know if you've ever seen any, but Fry's or Kroger actually started switching over to, they call them shell packs, and it's more for the more popular drugs, the ones which are used more. And it was a blue plastic container, and it basically had your 30 pills in it and have it by each day of the week. And what they've done though is they've kind of listened to feedback from people, and they've actually changed it now to cardboard packaging. And so even though I think it's still going to have some plastic in it, the cardboard portion would be at least recyclable. Well, that's
now, is that something that Fry's puts the pills in, or is it something that the pharmaceutical companies deliver the pills in? Because I know I was getting my blood pressure pills in a little plastic push-out board.
Yeah, it's actually something that Kroger was doing, and so what they're doing is, from what I understand, they have a vendor or somebody who they basically repackage the book, they'll buy it in full, and they repackage it into these doses.
Hold on one second. All right. I picked up the other phone because you were a little garbly. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so what did you say again? Kroger's has what? Okay, so they only do with certain medications. Yeah, right, absolutely. Yeah. Because I'm very honored that you actually watched that movie, Bag It. Yeah, it does give a lot of information. A lot of people just don't realize the excessiveness that we're using plastic today. And yes, the plastic bags, and I don't use them anymore. I bring my own paper bags, or I bring my own cloth bags when I go shopping. And I was just thinking with the vials. I'm 66 years old, and I'm not taking a whole lot of medications right now, but I know there are people, as they get older, they get more and more pharmaceuticals, and sometimes I've seen my mother have about 16 different prescriptions that she was taking, and they were each in a different vial. And every time she refills them, she's getting another 16 vials and another 16 vials. And it just gets to the point where it's ridiculous to keep producing products that are damaging to the environment when we could probably just buy something different, use some paper boxes like they used to use years ago. I mean, I don't even know if it would be cheaper for pharmacies and groceries to purchase something other than the plastic. Is that the cheapest vials that you can get, or why do we use them? Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, if you remember in the movie when the gentleman went up to the fast food restaurant, knowing what he was going to hear, and he asked if, and they said we can't take anything in because of cross contamination. We can't take your plate or your coffee cup. We have to give it to you in the plastic containers. And he said, well, they take my money. That's pretty contaminated. You know, I mean, they don't worry about cross contamination when they take money through the window, but a clean plate, they won't do it. So I was just thinking. So what are my options? I mean, are you? I mean, has what you learned in the movie opened your eyes to some things as a supervisor in one store? Do you think that there's something that you can throw on the table for finding other options that are less contaminating? Because they are contaminating vials. Hmm. Right, because I think the customer should have an option, and I like. I mean, I so appreciate you viewing the movie because I really feel that one picture's worth 1,000 words. And if you could, have one of these meetings and have that movie viewed, or the other one that's even more knowledgeable is called Plastic Planet, and that shows a lot of the European. And they're supposed to be stricter in their regulations in America, and it shows how the European plastic market exposes a lot of the chemical dangers. And another thing, as I know it's pharmaceuticals, and that's part of the store, but I had an opportunity to have a talk with Walmart because I've also been noticing that they're having BP, bisphenol A is being used to line the cans of the canned foods like vegetables and fruits and stuff. And that is a toxic chemical. It's bisphenol A, and it is a toxic chemical, and it is proven to leach into food. So when I started opening up my cans of vegetables and tuna fish and things like that, I started noticing that this was coating was being used, and the only reason why every manufacturer is doing that, and it has nothing that much knowledge. I mean, the grocery store knows about it, but I went to Walmart simply because I was returning some cans with them, and I asked them, why are they using coating in the cans? And I did get forwarded to someone in their great value department, which is their canned goods, their brand name, and they just read off the computer that they were aware that it was BPA, it was bisphenol A, was being used in the coating, and that it's used primarily for the protection and wholesomeness of the food. And yet, the FDA has banned bisphenol A in children's containers and toys because it is known to be leaching poisons. So, I mean, like, we're making some headway in one place, and yet we're not making them in another place. And then I've also found films where scientists in universities are researching this, and they're finding out that the chemicals are banning the bisphenol A, and yet they're tweaking that compound to make it bisphenol S or F or Z or T or whatever. So it's the same damaging chemical in the plastics. They just changed the name. So it's kind of hard to keep on top of it and try to educate yourself on what to avoid and how you as an individual can help this plastic mess that we have. And it seems like it's a losing battle, but I just feel that I can just start with myself. And as you saw in the movie, people are just trying to educate themselves and do the best thing that they can individually, because that's the only person we can control is ourselves. And hopefully if we bring this attention to corporations like Fry's or Walmart's or other corporations, if we say as individuals that we really don't appreciate this, we're trying to educate you the way I'm educating myself so that we can possibly come to an agreement, because this plastic thing that's going on in this country, and actually it's the world, it's not even the country, it's affecting all of us, you know. And especially I've been talking about the subtropical gyres that we have in 4 points of our ocean that are literally floating masses of garbage the size of Texas and beyond. I mean, I don't know if you know about that, but a lot of our garbage is winding up in the ocean, and it's affecting the marine life, because what happens with plastics like our prescription vials is that it breaks up into tiny pieces through the ultraviolet lights and swirls around in the water, and the fish and the birds are thinking of it as food or plankton, and they're congesting it. And they're becoming impacted with the plastics, and it's a big problem, Lee. It really is a big problem, and nobody really sees it, and most people don't want to know about it. But I'm in a position where if I can help educate people or make any changes on a personal level, I want to do it. And if I can get a stop using plastic vials for prescriptions and plastic bags for my groceries, I'm going to do it. You know, because I can only help myself. So that's why I so appreciate you going to the lengths that you have to learn about, you know, what my comment was to Leslie. And you know, and I told her, I said, I'm just shooting for the moon here. I said, I was just wondering if there's something that you can tell your supervisors, because when I go into the pharmacy, they just say, no, you know, we have to put it in this, you know, we have no choice, this is all we have. And I said to her, what do you think? Is there something else that maybe you could present to the zoning supervisors so that they could understand that as a consumer, I would like to have an option? You know, maybe they could rethink what they're doing with the pharmaceutical, putting the pills in the vials. Maybe there's something else that they could come up with. So, you know, anything that you can throw out there on your end, now that you are, you know, a little knowledgeable about what the plastic is doing to the world, the country. You know, maybe you might be able to be that unique person that could make a change in Fry's Corporation, pharmaceutical. You never know, you know. So, I mean, I was so thrilled that you actually responded to me in the way that you did, and I so appreciate that you actually found some of that information eye-opening, and that it was worth throwing some options on the table to maybe keep some of that nasty plastic out of the environment. Yeah, you know, because a lot of people, I myself didn't realize that, like, for instance, a plastic water bottle, that it's made out of oil, like you saw in the movie, you know, and they say that lots of people like plastic bags because it's less It's easier to ship. It's lighter than paper bags, so therefore when they ship it here and there, but don't they realize that they're using, it takes less fuel in the truck to ship it, but you're also using that precious fuel to make a product that's damaging to the environment to begin with. So you're using the fuel to make the plastic bag, and then you're using more fuel to ship it because you think it's a better product because it's lighter in weight. And then when you try to dispose of it, it's just not disposable. It doesn't go anywhere, And then the animals are eating it, and they're choking on it, and it's just one big messy mess. And it takes so many people to step forward and say, hey, we don't like this. We want changes. And a lot of people just won't do it. So we just start with one person at a time. And now I got you on my side. Hopefully. If for no other reason, maybe you'll rethink the plastics that you use in your life, because it's everywhere. It's like this monster that seems to be everywhere and nobody can get rid of it. So as far as I'm concerned now, I'm stuck with continuing to use these plastic vials for my prescription renewals until you might be able to come up with a better solution. Well, they're recyclable in what way? I mean, like if I wanted to take it and recycle it to in my recycling bin, I can throw it in that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what number might that be? Can't tell me. Well, anything more than 1 or 2, number 1 and 2 winds up in the dump. It doesn't get recycled anywhere because it's not recyclable. There's so many compounds in plastic, most of which have secret ingredients, and that's where you're going to learn a lot more about Plastic Planet when you view that film, and I so hope that you do. You'll find out the toxins that are in these compounds and why they're kept secret from other manufacturers of plastic. And the fact that the only thing that really is remakeable into something else is numbers 1 and 2. And when they do remake that plastic into something else that's plastic, they can only do it one time. And most of that happens in China because it's such a messy process and such a pollutant, stinky process that I don't think there's any recycling plants here that actually remake anything. They take it, sort it out, they take all those numbers 1 through 7, they take the 1s and 2s, they bundle them up, they put them on a tanker to China, and then they handle it, doing something with it, I don't know what. Everything else goes in the dump or goes in the ocean. So a lot of people say, oh, it's recyclable, but as you saw in the movie, it isn't. It isn't all recyclable. So I don't have any comfort in throwing those vials in the recyclable bin because I know they're not going anywhere healthy. So the only way to get out of this mess is to try to get rid of the plastic vials to begin with, and maybe use some paper boxes like they did years ago. At least paper is recyclable, and a lot of people scream, oh, the trees, well, you can plant a tree. You can plant another tree. They knock one down, they plant 2 in its place, and it seems to be working okay. And a tree will grow. It'll do some good things to the environment. It takes toxins out of the air and throws clean oxygen back into it. So it's a good thing. So making a paper box from a tree is a good thing. Making plastic is not. It's killing the planet, and it might not be around much longer. I know I won't be. When I come back in my 2nd or 3rd or 15th life, which I'm hoping I'll do because I believe in that thing, I don't think it'll be here. Unless, plastic turns into something really good, which I doubt. But anyway, I do really appreciate you calling me back and taking the time to investigate this and look at the movie. And hopefully you'll make a few changes in your life because you'll feel that it's better for you and your family to do that. So thank you very much, Lee. And I'll and if you do find out anything that might be a corrective solution to this after you have your conference call in a few weeks from now, I'd be happy to hear what the results of that would be. So. Right. Have you mentioned any of this to the other zoning supervisors to get their feedback on that as well? Well, do you personally, as an individual, feel that this is something that's worth, looking for me, a better solution? Yeah, they are. Right. Now, let me ask you something. I hear a little accent. Where are you from? You're from England. I thought it was England. Do you know what they've recently done? In some of the villages in England have banned plastic bags. Yeah, they have banned plastic bags, and in Ireland, they have put a 22-cent tax charge on a plastic bag. So if someone comes in to purchase any item whatsoever and they use a plastic bag, they will charge them 22 cents. So it has made an instant stop of the use of plastic bags. People are bringing in their own packaging, their own cloth bags now, because nobody wants to pay 22 cents per bag. And I was really happy with Ireland. I'm saying, good for you. And I know that Seattle, Washington was having a big fight trying to get a tax put on their bags of a few cents to try to deter people from using them. And they had lost because the Plastics Association, Chemistry, whatever it's called, I forget, put in quite a bit of money to fight against that being passed. But my son living in Seattle told me, he says, Mom, they went and battled it again, and Seattle won. There is going to be a tax now on the bags, so everybody's real happy that they had to go to the boxing ring a couple of times with the corporate plastic corporations, but they did win this last time. They did get their tax. So I mean, little by little, you're right. People are getting more recycle oriented. They're getting more knowledgeable about what these plastics products are doing. And they're fighting for a better and cleaner environment because it affects our lives and our children's lives. So that's a good thing. We're on a good path. Like I said, it's going to take a long time, and I might not see it really happen in my lifetime. But any groundwork that any of us can do to start a better process is a good thing. So I do appreciate your participation. Yeah, and don't get discouraged if they beat you down, Lee, because it's very probable they're gonna say, "Oh, come on, we got bigger fish to fry. We got things to talk about. Forget about that." It's gonna happen, but just show them the movie, and do go to, I don't know if you rented that movie or if you got it off of Netflix, because I usually watch it on Netflix, but. How did you view that movie, Baggett? Did you have to rent that disc, or? Uh-huh. Yes. Okay. Yeah, well, check out that other one, Plastic Planet. You'll get a very good overview of the actual chemistry of various plastics, and it'll knock your little socks off. All right, Lee, I don't want to keep you. I know you're a busy man, so thank you so much for calling me back. All right, so if you whatever you hear, negative or positive, I'd appreciate you just let me know about it. So, okay, well, thanks so much. You too. Bye-bye. Crap, I can't hear these people. The phones suck. All right.